Hey there, it's Michael. Welcome to Whole Again, the show that's here in support of you creating a meaningful life and the person you're becoming. And I'm excited to share a new series with you that will air this summer as America turns 250 years old, which is still pretty young relative to many other countries across this big blue marble that we all share. The series is called A Perfectly Imperfect Union. In 2022, I rode my bike across America, from Astoria, Oregon to the Lincoln Memorial. My wife drove our RV, and she had two co-pilots, Jester and Hope, two Springer Spaniels. And when we did it, America was coming out of the pandemic, and we were hurting from things that had happened prior to the pandemic. Of course, going through what we all went through. And at that time, and this is something I still believe today, is that we were entering an inflection point. An inflection point for us to hopefully pause, breathe, and reflect on who we wish to become as individuals, as communities, and as a country. As I pedaled across America, I wanted to share America's beauty with others, her natural beauty and the beauty of her people. And I also wanted to share where we were hurting. As America turns 250, I believe Kinstugi, which is something we use as a metaphor here at Whole Again, is a perfect metaphor for where we are as a country. There's so much beauty to celebrate, and we can also acknowledge that parts of us feel broken or are broken, but we can find a way to come back together, just like Kinstugi teaches us. And when we do, we don't try to erase or cover up where we have scars or blemishes. We highlight them in gold, and we celebrate them as symbols of our strength and resilience. Kinstugi is called the golden repair, and in essence, we can see beauty in something that's perfectly imperfect. During this series, I plan to speak to at least 2 people in each state and the District of Columbia. So 102 conversations with real folk, as I like to say. We're going to let the celebrities and the big influencers have their day somewhere else. But here, I want to reach out and talk to real people and listen to their reflections as they think about America turning 250 years old. And my hope is that you'll tune in to at least one, if not all 102. Because my theory going into this is that you'll hear different perspectives. Some may be aligned with yours. Others may not. But my hope is that you hear the goodness in your fellow citizens and realize, as Maya Angelou shared with us, we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. I've had the privilege of traveling all over the world and all over this country, and this belief is something that I hold deep inside of me. So yes, I do believe that we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. So if you're ready to meet an everyday American who is creating a positive ripple effect like you, take a healthy breath in and a slow, releasing breath out, and get to know Becky Schmooke. Well, hello, Becky. Good to see you again. Like all the other guests, we have no one famous today. We have no one who is a celebrity, no politicians, nobody in the media. We just have an everyday
Nobody.
person,
Mm-hmm.
and we have Becky. And Becky's been on the show. You're one of the few people who are making a double appearance on this podcast. Back when it was the Kinstugi podcast, and now we've changed the name, and now we have a new series. So thanks for joining me. How the heck are you?
I'm doing good. Busy, doing very Iowa, probably stereotypical things, being out in the country today. So
Being with the hogs and being with the corn.
I was with the animals this morning. I was hauling mulch, and I was just, I almost had the flannel on, but I took it
People
off.
in New Jersey, New York don't use the verb hauling, like without the G very much. We're hauling, except maybe we're hauling
I
down
don't have time for the G.
Yeah, hauling down
Yeah.
the turnpike. So, well, welcome. And hey, I want to give you like a shout out for doing your audio version of your book.
Thank you.
Because last time you were here, we talked about your book, and now there's an audio version, which is really cool. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was an experience.
Imagine it is. To hear your voice over and over again for hours on end as you record is something that everyone should experience. So
The only thing I'll tell you for you to appreciate is Kinstugi. Like, the producer came back and I had to make those edits, and I pronounced Kinstugi wrong.
Yes.
In the first draft, and that word got in my head, and it took me 3 hours to get it right because I kept freaking, yeah. And so I thought of you during those 3 hours of hell.
Very cool. That's very awesome. So for people who don't know who you are, you everyday American, who are you? And where do you live?
I am in Iowa, so I am outside of Iowa City, Iowa. So the Hawkeyes, the University of Iowa is here. We don't have a professional sports team, so we are very big into our college sports. So the Hawkeyes are the sports team. Caitlin Clark was our most recent claim to fame. And so I live out in the country, so we do have goats and chickens, and I have an on-site retreat area out in the timber. I run summer camps for kids, and then I do leadership consulting, team building, speaking, a lot with sports. So heading into the time I go around to different NFL teams and work with their rookies on leadership.
Very cool.
So, a lot of fun stuff.
So what does it mean to be out in the timber? Like what's that? Is that the woods?
Out in the timber. So timber, like this, like woods.
Woods.
Yes, where there's lots of trees. There's trees and trails.
Trails. That's very good.
We have I created kind of like a fairy forest. We have an archery range, so I teach archery. We have ninja courses, zip lines, treehouse, art installations. It's fun.
Very cool. So what is something really awesome about Iowa? Because not everyone's been to Iowa. It's a bit of a flyover state. So what's cool about it besides fairies and archery and hogs and hauling and goats and all that stuff?
Okay. So my fact about Iowa that's cool is something so I grew up in Iowa. Despite being born in San Diego, I was hauled out to Iowa as a child and raised here. And I did not know this until like a couple years ago. So in Iowa in August and in July stuff, it is so humid. Like, it is disgusting. Like, you walk outside and there's like sweat down your like butt crack, immediately.
Yes.
And I don't mind sweating, but I like to work for my sweat. And I found out the reason why. It's because of the corn. So we plant a lot of corn. Nebraska gets like the whole corn as their motto thing or logo, whatever they want to call it. But Iowa has a ton of corn. In July and August, every single day, there are 50 billion gallons of water released by the corn into the air a day. 50 billion gallons.
Wow.
And that's why it's so humid in July and August.
Well, I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
That is a fun fact about Iowa. That's very cool. And
Don't
actually
come here in August.
most of that corn isn't actually going,
no, not to our bellies though.
It's not corn on the cob. It's not. It's going to feed the animals. All right. So that's something cool about Iowa. What's something that people get wrong about Iowa? Like a bias, unconscious bias or a very conscious bias, perhaps?
Okay. I grew up in a bubble in Iowa. So in Iowa City, it's kind of this it's like the Madison is what I remember as a kid. It was people say it's a Madison, and then people are like, "What's Madison?" Wisconsin. But it's a very. I grew up in Iowa City, so it's a very more liberal part. So and what I got wrong about Iowa growing up was thinking that the rest of Iowa was like this kind of college town city that I grew up in.
Hmm.
And I think what's really cool about Iowa is you have such a mix of people. And you have such a beautiful landscape up north where you get the bluffs and then you have a lot of farm fields. And so it's diverse in its own special way. And I think that's something that's cool about it. You get a lot of cool people. And I love living where I live now because I get that mix.
Ah, that's cool. So Iowa City is like the Austin to Texas.
Yes. Yeah.
So
It's
it's
a
like a
blue
little
dot right
it's a little
now.
blue dot, like, "Oh, yeah, it's all good here." But then you get out into the country, it definitely changes, and I've been through Iowa, so I can definitely attest to that. So one
Yeah.
question I've been asking people, so I want you to imagine this summer, you're out having a picnic. It's so humid
Hmm.
because all that corn
Yeah.
is shedding all its water, and someone will ask you, "Hey, Becky, what does America mean to you?" How do you respond to that?
Okay. So I am stealing my answer from the title of your series. And I am. That's the work I put into this question.
Yeah, this is good. Deep, deep thoughts. Deep
gonna
thoughts.
yeah, I'm gonna
No, I'm
I'm
just
gonna
gonna steal.
I do think America is flawed as can be. And I think that we have to and that's okay. It's imperfect. It was never perfect. And I feel like sometimes we get very defensive of our country and feel the need to, say it's the best. And I always go back to that show, The Newsroom. I don't know if you ever saw it. Um, and that first episode when Jeff Daniels, he goes and he talks about like, no, we're not number one in everything. Like we are not perfect. And that doesn't have to be a declaration of a forever state. We don't have to be like, I guess we're always going to be bad at this. Like, no, let's find where we can be better and improve. And so being imperfect means that you get to continue to grow and do better. And that's America.
Yeah, I like that. We yeah, newsflash, are not number one in everything. And
I know.
never yeah, never were. So, but, there are a lot of people that bought into that myth, bought into that storyline, and so we're grasping at it pretty tightly. So, but
I'm
yeah,
deeply patriotic. I love
oh,
this country.
yeah,
And I think that what goes into I'm gonna shut my mouth because that goes into the answer to another question.
no problem. So, what the next question I have for you is, do you know much about your family's history in terms of coming to this land or coming to this country? Because we do have that story as well. The connection to this particular spot on this big blue marble that we all share. What do you know about your family's history as far as coming here?
Well, I don't know if you've heard there is somebody, have you heard a gentleman named George Washington was my
Yes.
great no, just kidding, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I was gonna
yes,
say,
yeah.
yeah,
You were
him,
on the Mayflower too? You were
yeah,
like you're like, yeah.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, no, in 4th grade, we had to do family trees, and I, got up there to present mine. I'll never forget because it's back when you didn't have I don't know, I taped together the computer paper sheets of the family genealogy, and I'll never like just undoing each one because my grandma has traced back to like the 1400s or 1300s, and like it's very extensive.
Whoa.
And so everyone else got up there and they're like presenting like a couple generations back, and I'm just like unfolding. I remember each sheet of paper stretching across the whole blackboard, and they're all like, "Oh." And, so I know a lot, and I had history in Minnesota, and then there's like a town founded by a family member, ancestor, and one named after one. And I remember as a kid going to like the 150th anniversary of the town and being in the parade and thinking it was very cool. And so, and if I ever met anybody from that place, it was like I'd be the kid to be like, "Oh yeah, like that was like founded by my
Yeah,
great
we
great great,"
founded this place. We're the elite.
and they're like, "Cool."
Yeah.
Small town Minnesota. So like there's like neat ties to the Midwest. And we're now growing up here and the rest of the family's all in California. It's kind of fun to be able to come back to those roots. But yeah, nothing incredible, amazing. But I think but again, that's what makes America great is the not incredibly amazing people in history because like that's who this country was built by and created by. You know, we have a couple of names that books are written about, but my gosh, that's just a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you were sharing your school project, I couldn't help but think of AI. Like, what would kids do today? They would go to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, tell me about my whole history." So,
So I tried that. I tested that concept. I thought the same thing. And I was told that it can't do that. It can't access anything except for like public records, very public records. But because I had that same thing, I was like, I wonder if AI could just like do this these days. But no.
well, it might hallucinate and give you like the wrong type of family tree. So, do you have a point of view on AI since everyone seems to be debating it currently? It's either going to free us from all limitations or it will destroy humanity. Where do you fall in those two camps or in between those two camps?
So I gave a talk recently to a group of Walmart leaders about leadership in the age of AI, and my consensus is this: it's like the AI has removed the kind of the race or need to be the smartest person in the room. Like you're not going to be the smartest person in the room anymore, right? Like you can't be. And so in that sense, it opens the door for there to be more time and more focus on leadership and on doing the things that makes humans so great, which is like leading and the human shit, right? Like
And
I think there's a
feel
lot.
all the feels, as the kids would say.
Yes. Yeah. And you can't, you just, AI can only do so much. And I think there's plenty to be concerned about. I'm not a like get on board with no regulations, but I am a let's learn how to make it work for us instead of us work for it, which is also
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
up.
Yeah. So we've had a good chance in our last episode to laugh a lot about the ridiculousness of life and also the serious tones and even today. So is there something that when you think about America makes you laugh? Like what like you think that is wickedly funny about us. Does anything come to mind?
So I love smart comedy. And I think that something about America that is making me laugh right now is we still make amazing television shows and there's just great comedy on it. And I love I love the point out of like how absurd shit
Yes.
is sometimes.
Yeah,
And
that's
but what really makes me laugh, and this is what AI cannot ever do. This is what makes me laugh. I love the moments when you're out in public and something happens and you catch the eye of a complete stranger, right? And you share that moment and like if in that like genuine, unscripted, just freaking just like is laughter, right? Like it's just that
yes.
like you saw that, right? And like
Yeah,
it
yes.
doesn't sound like out loud laughter, right? It's like in our head laughter.
Yes.
It's like you like those are the moments I love and I live for and I just delight in. And that's where when I think of AI, I'm like, nah, AI can never do that.
No, AI can't
It
do
can
that.
never do that.
That
So,
look like you just saw what I saw, right? And like
mhm,
that is freaking hilarious. That's so
yeah,
funny.
it is.
So I do think laughter can be medicine. And so as we think about healing, as we think about this whole Kinstugi we break apart, we come back together. So is there something that you would like to see us try to heal, try to connect, repair, if you will? Maybe not perfectly, but take a meaningful step towards so we can, step into this perfectly imperfect union of ours?
Yeah. We need to learn. So I think we need to, a lot of conversations, like we need to listen more. We need to like have more conversations. I think we need to disagree more with each other like we need to learn how to disagree better. And I know that's something that like the governor of Utah, something he's champions of this idea, like disagree better.
Oh, yes.
I agree. The focus of if I decide to wander down the path of insanity and write another book again, the topic is going to be about informal fallacies, logical fallacies. I see that as really being the root of our communication issues. We don't learn what these logical fallacies are anymore in the formal ones, and we get caught up into it. So I think learning to disagree without falling prey to ad hominem attacks, right? Or the false dichotomies. That idea that, oh, wow, wait, there's
Yes.
not only two options. And I think for me, what I have found so cool, Brian, I called you O'Brien. I was like, I almost want to call you O'Brien. I was like, I don't call you that. And I was like,
Yeah.
so I stopped myself halfway and I was like, I don't know why I was like, O'Brien. I feel like, like an anchor would be that, O'Brien, back in the city, O'Brien.
O'Brien. Hey, we're gonna go to O'Brien right now. He's live on the scene.
The only reason I know that's because your name is
for a argument that's gotten out of control.
Your last name comes up on my phone at first. So yeah, O'Brien Michael is what you're listed as on my phone, and that's how I say it. Sorry.
That's very, very formal.
I am very formal. So here's the thing is we once you know what these like fallacies are, you see them and you don't fall into their trap. And it's so freeing to be like, ooh, nope, not going to take the bait on that one. And like, nope, you are trying to redirect the narrative. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying here. And even with like my husband, I'm just going to walk and step right into this one. Maybe he won't listen to this episode. But there was just a time recently he was like, kind of gave it like, it's either we do this now or like, we're not going to do it for another 6 months. And be like,
Yes.
well, is that true? Like, I think there's some time between, and
there's some time between, yeah.
And we do it our own thinking. So I think that to me is, what do I see that could be fixed that solve all the problems in this country?
Yes, all
Education
of them. Yes.
on informal logical fallacies. That's it.
Yes. All right. 101, first course taught by Becky. So that's awesome. All right. So it's a birthday this year. So we do two things. We got to have cake and we have to make a wish. So what kind of cake are you serving for America's birthday?
I'm going to be in Canada for America's birthday. Actually, I just realized that. I will be.
So you're going to have like a maple syrup cake?
I will be visiting my new niece, who is named Maple, in Canada. So we might be, and I'll be there for another niece's birthday there too. So yes, I will make a maple cake
right.
and shove it. No, so from afar, from what is a separate country and not at all a part of our country, my wish for America is that we just like we need to learn once more, like, how to be okay with being not perfect. And like, and within the people we agree with and within the people we disagree with, like being able to call each other out. I think that is really important. And I think right now we have a problem where we have a wrong definition of loyalty and a wrong definition of patriotism. And we need to go back to realize that, like, to be loyal to anybody, even your own party, means holding it to a standard. And I think we have lost the standard and the fact that it is okay to hold people to a bar that is higher than the ground.
Yeah.
And and I just like and again, attack the thing, not the person, and disagree instead of fight. Like, it's okay to disagree. I tell my kids this all the time, and they'll be like, "Why are you fighting? I don't want to fight." And I'm like, "We're not fighting. It's a
We're
disagreement."
not fighting. Why are
Yeah.
you yelling at me? My teacher
Yeah.
yelled at me. I'm like, I don't know if they yelled at you. They probably just told you to sit down and be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was your
So,
shame yelling at you in your head.
yeah,
Like, you're
yes,
kill this.
yes,
That's like, if it's
yes.
anything like me, that's the voice that's the loudest. So I think that's the wish, is that we can learn to do it. Yep.
I like that wish. I like that wish. So in my last conversation, they served up a question for you. So here's the question from one of your neighbors, one of your fellow perfectly imperfect citizens.
From what state?
What state? From Jersey.
I don't know why that matters, but it does. Continue.
Yeah. So the question, your answer is going to be dependent upon, well, where are they from, right? So they're from this great country. They want to know, if you had 72 hours to spend anywhere in the U.S., where would you go?
Okay, I fell in love with this place last summer, and I want to go back. So I just need to make a lot more money so I can afford to live there, which is Washington State, like
Oh, yes.
on the like on the ocean, and
Mm.
just like, I don't know where exactly it was, but I think it's where like Twilight was apparently filmed or something.
Oh, yeah.
Forks. Oh my God, I think I just remembered the town. It was like an hour and a half from the town of Forks. All I know is because we tried to find a bathroom there. And we stayed by the water, and I want to go to there. It was like to have the rainforest and the ocean and the food, the seafood. Oh, the seafood. Yes.
And the ferry ride from there, if I know where that is, the ferry ride from there to Seattle, it's like going to the Emerald City. Like
Oh,
you have Mount Rainier that's popping up beautifully into the great sky, and the Emerald City, especially at sunset. It's like, oh wow, follow the Yellow Brick Road. Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
we went to
So,
this lake, and it was like
yes.
aqua, pristine, beautiful
Yes,
lake. And I
yeah.
just was like, oh, I feel like this isn't full of like pesticide runoff. Like, you can't get in the water in Iowa very much without like worrying
Because of the
about what
corn.
happens.
It all comes back to the
Corn and the cow shit. It's just
Yeah, you bet. You bet. And the pig shit too. So like, yeah, all the hogs. So what question do you have for the next person I chat with?
okay. Here's my question: Is what is a smell that when they smell it, like, just takes them right back to their childhood, to like a positive
Oh,
childhood memory? Like, what's a smell that just like transports them back to childhood?
I like that.
I know.
That's a good
It's
question.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I ask every audience I
Beck-
talk to that question.
Yeah, that's a great question. Because we experience life through our senses, and like our sense of smell is a powerful one.
Yeah.
Well, Becky, thanks for being perfectly imperfect and just a plain everyday American. So thanks for coming on.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. I will put the link to your new audiobook in the show notes because it's a podcast and every podcast needs to have show notes. But again, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. See ya.
Now, Becky is one of the few humans I've had on this show more than once. She first came on when she released her book, and now it's in audio, which is awesome. And I'll put that link in the show notes. After listening to our conversation, you probably know why I brought her back. Because she has great energy and she cracks me up. I think she's wickedly funny. I also appreciated how she approached the questions. She didn't skim the surface. She went deep. And I loved her reflections on where we are as America as we approach 250, and her wish for this country. Of course, I think we all know that if we really want to come together, it will take more than just wishing. it will take action. And maybe that action starts with a conversation that allows us to be fully seen, heard, and appreciated, or I would say loved. One human to another, even if we don't see the world the same way. I believe that 97% of people are good. There's a like-heartedness in that goodness. And if we lead with our heart, we can be open to different mindedness. That's how we can come together and form a more perfectly imperfect union. If today's conversation resonated with you, I hope you'll share it with someone you know. And if either you or someone you know would like to join me for a conversation, please reach out. And until our next episode in our Perfectly Imperfect Union series, let's remember to celebrate our scars as golden symbols of our strength and resilience. Happy birthday, America. And don't forget to have fun storming the castle. And if you wish to learn more about creating beautiful ripples and how to prevent a bad moment from turning into a bad day, please visit my website, michaelobrienshift.com, and sign up for my newsletter called The Ripple Effect. And join us each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here at Whole Again and discover how you can heal, grow, and become more resilient, and celebrate our scars as golden symbols of strength and resilience. Until then, remember, you can always come back to your breath. You've got this, and we've got you.